As well as being a thirst-quenching soft drink,
Yes, that's right, Dave.
a Sprite is also a sort of goblin. This Sprite is not so refreshing at a festival. And it definitely hasn't got any taste.
Here we go. Right and left and right and right. Left and right and right and left.
Try new Sprite Z. Great Sprite taste, 0 added sugar.
There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you.
You pick the phone, you fix the monthly bill, so you always know what's coming. You fix from T-Mobile.
Hi there, folks. I'm Tim McCarver, thanking you for watching my show exclusively here on NASN, Europe's leading channel for North American sports. Join me each week as I conduct in-depth interviews with the biggest stars from the world of sports, whether you enjoy football, baseball, basketball, hockey, you name it. Check out NASN.com for the latest schedules and guest lists, and we'll see you right here on Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show on NASN.
Back in Oakland alongside Dick Vermeil, I'm Bryant Gumbel, wishing you and yours all the best of health and happiness throughout the holidays and beyond. Lawrence Tynes has just moved the Chiefs further out in front, just added 3 more. They're leading at 20-9 as he kicks away to Chris Carr. Again, Carr taking it at his own 12. Got a couple of blockers there and works his way back to, we'll see where they spot this, just past the 40-yard line. The Raiders' old bugaboo of turnovers has hurt them tonight. A couple of fumbles have left the Chiefs operating with a short field position. They've capitalized with 10 points off those turnovers. Touchdown pass here from Green to Eddie Kennison. And it's been a big night as usual for Larry Johnson. He's carried 23 times, has 97 yards and a touchdown. And so the Raiders offense will be in business. They're saying that Carr stepped out at the 40. Walter throwing on first to Justin Fargas out of the backfield. Fargas gets it back to the 43-yard line before Ty Law wraps him up.
The Chiefs' defense has really improved in terms of giving up the big plays from a year ago. You know, it's just a better cohesive unit, and they just haven't given up as many touchdown passes as we did a year ago, nor big plays.
Gain of 4 on that completion. Fargas will run it, try the left side. He won't get very far. Kendrell Bell and Kavika Mitchell teaming up to stop him.
They tried a little counter
Robert
action in the
Gallery
backfield.
is coming out holding his left shoulder in an awkward position.
It was the knee that he hurt before. Here's Gallery, number 76. There, you can see him to the right side of your screen. That's got a shoulder stinger. You know, that nerve tingle goes all the way down through your back and shoulder.
Mitchell's coming. He's stopped. Walker gets it away. Completes it to Doug Gabriel.
Very good protection pickup on that blitz situation there. They stepped up, maintained a pocket for him to throw the ball in, and he did a nice job.
Mitchell timed it nicely, as you'll see, but he was picked up.
Yeah, you have Rashad Lead, 42, is in there. See him, boom! He cuts the guy down there, gives him room, gives him time to throw the ball. 3-man pattern, operates it nicely.
At some point, if you're the Raiders, don't you have to throw it down the field at some point to loosen this up a little bit? I mean, Walter's got a lot of completions, but they've all been short, Dick. 18 of 25, but he hasn't stretched the defense at all.
He hasn't.
Chased out of the pocket by Jared Page. Give Page the sack. Walter could not elude him.
Jared Page, the safety, coming in, obviously on a call blitz by Gunther Cunningham. Here he is right here, coming from the outside. Play action too, backs going away from him, it's tough. Now you'd like to think that Crockett might spot him and go in and move back to the outside and pick him up. He didn't see him soon enough.
Page out of UCLA. What is it about UCLA and safeties? Page, Shara, Easley?
You're going way back, aren't you?
Well, I'm sorry. A loss of 3. Walter will complete this one over the middle to Randall Williams, and it would appear to be another Oakland first down.
I'll tell you, Andrew Walter is impressive to me. When you give him a little room and time, and it's a nice quick snap delivery. He hums it. See, again, he's given time to throw the football. Greg Wesley moves in and makes the play.
Come on, dude. Chiefs moving. Raiders moving effectively under the guidance of second-year pro Andrew Walter. Walter will roll this side, trying to get out of traffic, shovels it.
See that?
To Justin Fargas, but didn't quite have enough on it.
Tom Bahali was coming around the outside, you know, and it pushed him over to the other way. And this guy, here he is, a rookie. Got 6 sacks on the year as a rookie. He'll be coming around to the right side.
He was being held, too.
Yeah, he just had no place to go.
Fargas. Speaking of no place to go. And so once again, the Raiders are going to find themselves in a 3rd and long position. And this is what Art Shell told us yesterday. He said, we're just finding ourselves in positions where you can't win. Everybody knows you're going to throw. And with the offensive line problems they've had, they haven't had time to throw. That's why Raider quarterbacks have been sacked now 70 times this year. Chiefs look like they're coming. And Walter does a nice job throwing it out there. Ronald Curry, and would appear to have picked up the first down.
This time they do pick up the blitz, and he's able to set his feet and throw the ball accurately. Here's Rashad Lee, number 42 at the fullback position. Running back position. He steps over and picks up 44 coming there. Keeps the cushion inside. Threw that ball as accurately as you could throw a football.
That was the same Jared Page who had just sacked Walter.
Right.
2 plays before. That time Crockett picked him up. Good drive for the Raiders. Walter throwing for the end zone. Picked off Jared Page. He was going for Courtney Anderson, but Walter throws his 13th interception of the year.
I think Page was the one that picked him off on the final drive of the game.
Well, he picked Brooks off in the final drive of the game, the first time these two teams met. We'll get a second look at it when we come back. Page short-circuiting the Raiders at the goal line.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton.
TV Digital ist da. 14 Tage volles Programm. Top-Übersichtlichkeit im großen Format. Neu und einzigartig in Deutschland. Komplett mit allen Programmen von Kabel Digital Home. Plus ARD, RTL, Pro7 und Co. in einem Heft. Alle 31 Kabel Deutschland Programme mit Bewertung und allen Sendeterminen. Bestellen Sie jetzt Ihr Abo unter 080 5 99 77 44. TV Digital. Das ist die Zukunft.
Play football. They say everything's bigger in Texas, which explains why Houston drafted Mario Williams #1 overall in 2006. The hulking 6'7", 290-pounder will anchor the Texans' defensive line and unleash his fury on opposing quarterbacks. If Williams lives up to expectations, the Texans could be looking at their first ever winning season.
We noted the Oakland turnovers at the top of the telecast, and there's a good indication of why they're 2-12 this year. 4 turnovers in this ball game. One of them really was at the end of the first half. It wasn't really a turnover, but Chiefs have capitalized with 10 points off those turnovers. So Jared Page interception at the goal line has put the Chiefs offense in business at the 20. We'll show you that play in just a moment. First, Larry Johnson finding running room outside before Fabian Washington comes up and stops him. Coach?
Here's the interception. You'll see the receiver coming here. They're going to go in a vertical stretch here. The tight end right here. It comes down in here. They're going to take this tight end and run him to the corner to isolate this safety. But Page did a real good job of sitting back there, looking back into the backfield. He sees Courtney Anderson coming down there. He jumps it right now. He's watching the quarterback all the way. Very well played, especially for a rookie.
And especially for a local kid. He grew up only a few miles from here, played at San Leandro High. Boy, has he haunted the Raiders this year. You're right, the Raiders could have won that first ball game, but for his interception in the end zone with just seconds left. What a play by Tyler Brayton.
It looked like Larry should have gone up underneath that block rather than trying to get outside of it. Of course, that's what it looks like from up here. He sees it at a different angle.
And Tyler Brayton is the kid you wanted, right, in the draft?
Yeah, I
the year in place of Larry Johnson,
right,
correct?
I wanted to draft a defensive player, and he was the guy on the board at the time. Yeah. He's a high motor guy. He hasn't been as productive as I thought he would be, but he's a high motor type player.
The Chiefs wound up drafting Larry Johnson instead, for which I'm sure they're not sorry.
No.
This is Johnson. Gets a good block from Gonzalez and pushed out at the 41-yard line.
His yards are really starting to amount now. Nice draw play. You're going to see the lead back here. He's going to slide underneath and hit the hole. Here's Wilson, 84, leading through. He gets the block right there. Then it's upfield for Larry. When you give him that kind of room, you're asking for problems.
Johnson now with 26 carries and 119 yards to go with his touchdown. That's his 10th 100-yard game of this season.
4th against the Raiders in his career, too.
D. Brown getting it back close to the 45-yard line. Again, a happy holidays to the Kansas City fans who are joining us this evening. Christmas Eve through December 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern. NFL Network and Time Warner will bring you a free view of NFL Network in Kansas City. This free view includes first-year coach Ron Prince and his Kansas State Wildcats taking on the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers in the Texas Bowl. If you want to find out more, visit iwantnflnetwork.com. D. Brown continues to give Larry Johnson a rest. He has a conversation on the ground there with Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp's his self-appointed greeter tonight. He does have quite a personality though, for being a mean, tough football player.
I'm sure this isn't what he bargained for when he signed out here.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, this is a franchise that has won, what, 15 ball games over the past 4 years?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's just 15. Third down for the Chiefs. Green will throw for it, and finding Tony Gonzalez, he gets back to the 36-yard line. Stuart Schweiger muscles him out of bounds.
They ran a little pick that time with Jason Dunn in motion, the tight end from the other side of the field, and Tony Gonzalez comes off underneath you. Now you'll see the bottom of your screen. There comes 89. He picks him off, and Gonzalez, 88, gets underneath him for a nice gain.
Look at Warren Sapp.
Hey,
Warren says, I need a breath.
Yeah.
I need a breath.
Yeah. And a hot dog.
But Warren remains in the ballgame. Art Shell turned a deaf ear to him. Green will throw on first down. And picked on this side. Nnamdi Asomugha with his 8th interception of the season.
Tremendous coverage. Tremendous coverage.
Well, we talked about how they've been throwing his side despite his interceptions. This time, the young man out of California comes up with it and turns it over to the Raiders offense.
Ever wished you could be there to see your team in action? With Game On Holidays, you can combine that big match atmosphere with the holiday of a lifetime for the whole family. We offer city breaks and holidays, incorporating all US sports, including NASCAR. All you have to do is visit our website and choose the games or races you want to see, and we'll do the rest. Great seats, great games, great value. Game on!
Back in Oakland, Nnamdi Asomugha is accepting congratulations from the sidelines for his 8th interception of the year, tying for the NFL lead.
He's up there in the press man, and Eddie Kennison, 87, runs a deep comeback, and Asomugha is following him on that rear hip, boy. It's tough to throw the comeback, but great coverage on his part.
Asomugha in a breakout year, and this is 4th season in the league. As we noted, he had no interceptions his first 3 years. He's now got 8. But the Raiders are trailing by 11, and they have to throw. And Johnny Morant breaks the tackle, loses the handle.
Chiefs have got it. It looked like it anyway.
It would appear the ball is going over to Kansas City, and indeed it is. Derek Johnson on the hit. And if you want an indication of what's wrong with the Raiders this year, that's it.
Derek Johnson has those long arms, and he can reach out and take a ball away from you. He comes right, that's 24 is Ty Law, not Derek Johnson. He knocks it out of there. Johnny Morant. Now, Johnny Morant.
It was Johnson on the fumble recovery.
Yeah. Johnny Morant hasn't been playing a lot of football. You know, all of a sudden he's into a game, and, you know, he's not used to keeping that ball secure like he should.
The Raiders' 5th turnover of the night. As we noted earlier, they came in here with a league-high 38 turnovers, 17 fumbles, 21 interceptions, all league highs. Yeah. And Larry Johnson gets it. As we move toward the 5-minute mark, the Raiders would seem to be headed for their 8th straight defeat.
Yeah. Well, when you turn the ball over, it's just impossible to win. I mean, you look at these graphics. Teams that commit fewer turnovers win 82% of the time. -1 or worse, that means you win 18%.
Well, a lot of things have held true to form tonight.
Yeah.
It's held true to form that the Raiders can't score a touchdown. They've got 9 points. They didn't. Held true to form they're going to turn the ball over. They've turned it over 5 times tonight. Held true to form they can't score in the second half. They've just got 3 second-half points. This is Larry Johnson, spun down by Kirk Morrison.
Kirk Morrison came in from the middle linebacker spot behind the play.
And we've got a timeout for the Raiders, and we'll take it with them. The Chiefs are out in front, 20-9 with 4:38 to play.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton.
You pick the phone, you fix the monthly bill, so you always know what's coming. You fix from T-Mobile.
Hi, I'm Mark Messier with an update on the Cold FX NHL All-Star Fan Balloting presented by 2K Sports. Now you can help choose this year's NHL All-Star Game participants. Just click to vote for your favorite players. Visit NHL.com to vote. Vote often.
Now you're seeing the All-Stars stop
Click to vote, then watch the NHL All-Star Game January 24th on NASN.
Coming up next, it's the Home Depot post-game show. Join the entire Total Access crew for highlights and analysis and post-game interviews. Mooch, Dion, Marshall, and of course, Rich Eisen running the show. We've moved inside the 5-minute mark. The Chiefs have the ball and the lead. And they have Larry Johnson, who stutter steps his way for a gain of 2. Warren Sapp again in the middle of things. And a timeout once again. Raiders stopping the clock. Using their second timeout of the half. Herm Edwards clinging to faint hope of a playoff. Everything was going their way. They were 7-4 and leading the Cleveland Browns 28-14 and had a rookie quarterback coming in Derek Anderson. Suddenly Anderson threw 2 touchdowns and in the overtime ripped off the biggest run of his life and set up a field goal. And just like that, the Cleveland Browns beat the Chiefs, and the Chiefs lost 2 more, which has put them at 7-7.
Invariably,
they look like they were headed for 8-4.
Invariably, when you miss the playoffs and you were close, it's when you allowed a losing team to beat you. When a good team beat you, when the Chargers beat you or something like that,
you got to beat the beatables.
It's the same thing that happened to us last year when Buffalo beat us and they ended up with 4 wins on the year.
You got to beat the beatables.
You've got to beat them.
Dustin Colquitt will try to pin the Raiders down in their own end, and he will successfully, unless the Chiefs totally botch this. It'll come the rest at the 4-yard line. And the Raider offense will trot onto the field with just 4:15 and 1 timeout to work with. As we told you, this is a big weekend to come. The Ravens and the Steelers, that's a key matchup. The Saints in the Meadowlands to play the faltering Giants. The Patriots and Jaguars, a big game for the Jaguars. The Chargers still seeking to hold position in the AFC. And the Bengals and the Broncos, the Bengals need that one there. And perhaps the biggest one of the day, the Eagles playing the Cowboys. The Eagles, if they win that ball game, can still win that division.
Yeah, and they've been playing well. And I see the highlights all week long when I'm home there in Philadelphia, and you see a lot of good things going on.
Jeff Garcia has played very, very well for Andy Reid and company.
Fumble.
Ball's loose. They're going to call it down. That was Ty Law coming up with a hit on Courtney Anderson.
He's done that a few times in his career, especially when you're rolling up in a double zone. But about 780 tackles in his career. Well, did he have possession of that?
Yeah, they're giving him the completion. Wow, they got away with one. This one's completed to Ron Curry, just short of the marker. They totally got away with one. That was definitely a fumble, but they called it a completion. Gave him a 2-yard gain. This is Rashard Lee finding running room and crossing the 21-yard line before he's brought down. That was Greg Wesley coming up from his safety position to apply the muscle.
The Chiefs are in a very loose, conservative defense right now, not taking any chances, so they give him a 10-yard run or whatever it may have been. They're more concerned about not giving him the big play.
The clock is their ally at this point. And Walter will throw and will find Curry. And Curry will step out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
This was a crossing pattern all the way across the field to Ronald Curry, and it accurately thrown. Boy, 2 feet in front of the numbers. He gets back, he gets good protection, he turns back, he sees good anticipation right where he had to put the ball, allows the receiver to keep running. Well done.
And Curry has a 100-yard night. He's now got 101 on 10 catches. Of course, getting out of bounds, he stopped the clock with 2:56 to play. Raiders still have a timeout, but they need 2 scores. Completes this side. This is Courtney Anderson. We have a flag down on the field as Anderson steps out of bounds.
Holding, number 76, offense. 10-yard penalty remains. First down.
That's Robert Gallery.
Holding on Jared Allen.
So much was expected out of Gallery when he came out of Iowa. They thought he would be a foundation upon which they could build a great offensive line, but it just hadn't worked out that way.
Yeah, but he still might be. They don't have to. Don't ever quit on an offensive lineman that's big, because they come along. They get better.
He is big, 6'7", 325. Now in his 3rd year out of Iowa. Walter with time hits Rashard Lee. Lee fighting for the out of bounds marker, but can't get there. And so the clock will tick. We're inside 2:40 and counting.
Boy, you know, I've been there a few times in my career. Last game, the end of the season, and you're out of the playoffs, and you're on the road. And tough.
Walter throwing for Curry again.
Nice close.
And this just isn't going to get it done. We've talked all night about how they have to throw the ball down the field at some point.
Yeah, the Chiefs right now in the defense that they're playing make it very difficult. Be very high risk.
And they're trying to get one off here before the 2-minute warning, but it's a 3rd down. And they do get it off. And Walter will complete it to Courtney Anderson. And as he drops to the turf, that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Walter will come to the sideline and talk about it. They need 11 points. They've got just 1 timeout to work with.
Now you can get all your best-loved country hits together in the Time Life Classic Country Collection.
Just walk on by, wait on the corner.
Berlin Husky.
On the wings of the snow white dove.
Patsy Cline. Conway Twitty. Jim Reeves.
Put your sweet lips a little closer.
Tammy Wynette. And the Classic Country Collection is the original recording, no re-records, and they're all digitally remastered for the best sound ever.
Don't go on Wolverton Mountain.
You walk by and I fall to pieces.
So call now to enjoy the Classic Country Collection on 6 CDs. If it's not the best country collection you've ever heard, just send it back for a full refund. Plus, use your credit card and you'll get this Hank Williams album free, featuring 25 of his legendary hits. So call now to enjoy the Classic Country Collection on 6 CDs. Plus, use your credit card and get your free Hank Williams bonus album. That's 115 country hits in all. So don't wait. Call the number on your screen now.
Saturday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by Diet Pepsi. Live NFL, drink Diet Pepsi. Microsoft, software for the people-ready business.
The lights are bright in McAfee Coliseum, but the hopes are dim for the Oakland Raiders. They're down looking at a 4th and 3 to keep the 4th and 4 to keep the drive alive. They're trailing Kansas City Chiefs 20-9. And if they hope to avoid an 8th straight loss in the season and an 8th straight loss in this series, they're going to have to do something spectacular in our time remaining. Walter for Anderson. That wasn't spectacular enough.
No.
And so Walter will walk off after a fairly unproductive evening. The numbers look nice everywhere except the scoreboard. 27 for 37, 226 yards, but 2 picks, and his team's going to lose.
Yeah, he did a lot of good things to win the ball game. You know, he's playing with an offensive line where only 2 starters have started the whole game. They got 2 rookies starting at guard. You know, so there's a lot to build on within that offensive line. It's a young football team, and I think he, as a quarterback, did some very good things.
I'll take that as a blessing. Whether the Raiders would concur by season's end when they figure to do an assessment of a lot of people around here.
Yeah, well,
that remains to be seen.
I think they'll pound the rock now.
Larry Johnson will pad his totals.
See how he does that?
Does a little okey-doke there on Tyler Brayton. I think he broke Brayton's ankle.
He has great ability to sink his hips, keep his feet apart, all the cleats in the ground, and go in the direction he has to go to avoid contact. He watch his hips go down when he wants to move now. He'll sink down there, see it sink down there, feet apart. He can break, and he can go in any direction. Now he's back this way. He does that extremely well, and with great power.
That takes him past the 130-yard mark for the night. Unofficially, he said 134 on 30 carries. This will be his 31st carry. And he'll get it to the 41-yard line.
Take him out of there and let somebody else carry it. How'd you like to get him hurt in this situation in the ball game? Not good.
A la Marty Schottenheimer and Drew Brees last year. Coming up next, the Home Depot post-game show. Join the entire Total Access crew for highlights and analysis and, of course, post-game interviews.
Herman's done a good job in his pro football
Herm's happy.
career.
He said yesterday, look, all we need is a win. We just need a win.
You come here and get a win. This is a record. 4 wins against the Raiders in a row by a Kansas City Chief football team.
In Oakland.
In Oakland. That's what I mean. That's a record. Good job. And hey,
and so Herm can finally smile.
You don't get to smile very often.
Yeah, he'll spend the holidays in Seaside, back home. And there's a look at Larry Johnson since he became a starter. Look at that production, will you? Look at that production.
Yeah, he's a great football player.
And we understand that LJ will make an appearance in the post-game show. And this will be our final play of the ball game. Trent Green will bring us to a nice conclusion with a kneel down. And Herm Edwards will extend holiday greetings and best wishes to Art Shell. Whether it's the last time he'll get a chance to see him at midfield remains to be seen. Art's future here in Oakland very much in doubt. He's got a ball club that has now moved to 2-13, and they've lost 8 straight. As for the Chiefs, they've picked up a win. They moved to 8-7, and their playoff hopes are alive. They've won it tonight, 20-9. For Dick Vermeil and all the good folks here associated with our game, I'm Bryant Gumbel. Thanks so very much for being with us. We wish you and yours all the best of health and happiness through the holidays and beyond. Good night from Oakland.